I know, it's time to get to the no half-step in hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 714. That's right, show number 714 now for the Renegades Puck. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division. They have played 50 games on the season already. 50 games, it's flying by. They have a record of 25, 19, and 6. 56 points. They have a home record of 14, 8, and 3, which is where their next game will take place. They've scored 140 goals for. They have given up 147 against. They have a goal differential of -7. The Nashville Predators' next opponent is the Arizona Coyotes, who sit in 7th place in the Central Division. They've skated in 3 more games than the Preds, meaning 53. They have an overall record of 17, 28, and 8. 42 points. That has them 14 points behind the Nashville Predators. On the road, a record of 6, 20, and 6. They have only scored 142 goals in the season. They've given up 189. That is a goal differential of -47, but it's not even the worst in the Central Division. That belongs to the Chicago Blackhawks. Since I said Central Division and we are in a Central Division matchup, let's give you the standings overall for the Central. The Dallas Stars are still in first place after 54 games skated. They have a record of 30, 14, and 10. That's good for 70 points, 14 points ahead of where the Nashville Predators currently sit. The Winnipeg Jets are in second place. They have 67 points. Colorado Avalanche have 60 points. Minnesota Wild also have 60 points. Then you'll find the Preds in 5th place at 56. St. Louis at 51. Arizona 42. Chicago in last place and really pulling up the basement at 37 points. So the Nashville Predators sit 4 points behind an automatic qualifying spot for the NHL playoffs, and they are well within hunt in the wild card. Everybody in the Central Division seeming to come up with a victory on Saturday. Nothing seemed to favor the Nashville Predators on the scoreboard. Now, let's get back into this next matchup. The season series between the Preds and the Coyotes. Already 1 game played, 2 more games after this. Let's go back to November and talk about the 21st. The Preds scored a 4-3 victory in the shootout. The captain Romaniosi with a goal and assist for 2 points. Duchesne and Granlund were your other goal scorers, and it was Saros in net for the victory. These two teams will skate again, both times in Arizona. Later this month on the 26th, the Preds will be out there in the desert. Then again, on March the 9th, they'll return to Arizona. So 3 games against the 7th place Arizona Coyotes, meaning 6 points on the line between the Nashville Predators and the Arizona Coyotes moving forward. Now, for the Nashville Predators, some tough competition coming up after this game. Thursday, the Boston Bruins, who have been the story of the entire season and are almost unbeatable. I say almost because recently they've actually lost a couple of games. Thursday is when the Bruins will be in town. Saturday, the Florida Panthers will be at Bridgestone Arena. Sunday, the Preds are in Minnesota for a critical Central Division matchup against the Wild. The 21st versus Vancouver, and then the 23rd in San Jose versus the Sharks. First time the Preds have seen the Sharks since the first 2 games of the season. Injuries for the Nashville Predators becoming now suddenly more of a story. Carrier another 1 to 2 weeks before his upper body injury is resolved. Borowiecki still on injured reserve. And now Philip Forsberg, and we put question mark because as of the end of hockey on Saturday, still no word on whether he is day to day or if he is out, and we hope to get an update as soon as possible. But we know Philip Forsberg left the game and was seemingly injured, and not to speculate, but seemed like he is probably going to be out for at least the next couple of games. I'll wait till we get more word before I discuss further. The Arizona Coyotes' most recent stretch of action will go back 5 games. On the 26th of January, it was a 5-0 victory versus the St. Louis Blues. On the 28th, a 2-1 overtime loss at the Anaheim Ducks. And then they had their all-star break, come back on the 6th of February with a 3-2 victory versus the Minnesota Wild. On the 10th of February, a 4-3 overtime loss at Chicago. And most recently on the 11th, a 6-5 overtime loss at St. Louis. Vejmelka was in net. He took the loss 31 out of 37. The matchup between these two teams, these stats are their stats. I'll just leave it at that. I'll let you make the decision on how gross they are. Goals for the Nashville Predators, 2.76 on the season. That's 26th overall in the NHL. The Arizona Coyotes are generating 2.64 goals per game. That's 28th in the NHL. When it comes to goals against, the Preds 13th in the league, giving up 2.92 per game, while Arizona gives up 3.53 per game. That is 25th overall in the National Hockey League. Shots for Preds, 31 per game is 19th. 25.9 on net per game for Arizona is dead last in the NHL. When it comes to shots against, Arizona's giving up 35 per game. That is 31st in the NHL, one spot from last. The Preds, though, are 29th in the NHL in shots against, giving up 34.2 per game. When it comes to the power play, neither of these teams or any of their special teams, frankly, is all that attractive. The power play for the Nashville Predators, 16.4% conversion rate, or 26 out of 159. That is 28th in the NHL. The Coyotes' power play is 18.9%, 31 of 164, 25th overall in the NHL. The penalty kill, the Preds 12th best in the league. They've given up 33 power play goals against. Their kill rate is 80.7%. The Arizona Coyotes have the 24th rated penalty kill in the NHL, 75.6%, and they have given up 48 power play goals against. That is a massive number. Individual stats for these two teams. Let's start with the visiting team, the Arizona Coyotes. Keller is tops in scoring for the Arizona Coyotes, 21 goals, 27 assists for 48 points. Schmaltz at 13 goals and 21 assists for 34 points. Krause 17 and 12 for 29. Ghost Bear 9 and 20 for 29. And Chychrun, who usually has very, very good games against the Nashville Predators, he is usually a pest for the Preds. 7 goals, 21 assists, 28 points on the season. And in net, Vejmelka has a record of 14, 17, and 5, a .906 save percentage, and a 3.24 goals against average. Looking at the home team, the Nashville Predators and their statistics, the captain Roman Josi, 12 goals and 31 assists for 43 points, leads the Nashville Predators. 31 assists, is also number one overall in the Preds. Philip Forsberg, now out injured for an undetermined amount of time, 19 goals, is tops on the team. 23 assists at that, 42 points, is second overall in scoring. Matt Duchene is 16 goals and 25 assists, has 41 points, that's third. Granlund 6 and 22 for 28. Johansson 11 and 15 for 26. UC Saros picks up his 20th victory of the season, now 20-14 and 5, a .919 save percentage, a 2.73 goals against average. His numbers continue looking good, as I truly believe that UC Saros will find himself as one of the top 3 goaltenders in the NHL this season and a finalist for the Vezina Trophy by the time we complete the next 32 games. But we got to talk about just the next game and the last game. We've now got you caught up on what's going to happen and preview the Arizona Coyotes. We've now got to go back and talk about the Nashville Predators in their previous game. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next.